Hi guys, let's show you the video how easy it is to have a Manjaro to your own liking. And basically the challenge or the goal is to tell you guys that you can control any Arch Linux based system with scripts, right? The github.com/Erik Dubois arcolinux-nemesis scripts contains everything you need to actually have and I quote in the air, an arcolinux version, but based on Manjaro, but based on Arch, but based on a NeverOS, but based on Garuda, on Reborn OS, etc. It's all Arch. So let's first get rid of this particular way of booting, because he wants to boot with this thing. It's already installed. I did it here, cloned it here, and that's the fun. You can clone this thing and restart your scripts and test again the scripts and test again the scripts until they're just perfect for you. And then you go to real metal, because this is just VirtualBox. It's great to make tutorials in, but that's it, right? Not really interesting to have to work on a VirtualBox besides learning. Did I change? Let's have a look. Did I change the settings? I went to VBox SVGA, which is not my default. My default is VM SVGA. It did not boot, right? It did not boot. It was a black screen, and I've written it somewhere in the code, so I would remember it next time in 6 months when will try to install it again. VBox SVGA enable 3D acceleration. That's basically what I did to have something, not a black screen, but something. Control F, full screen again. So as you see, this is definitely Manjaro, right? In the home, did I do already the data? No, I did not. So create a folder, data. Create a folder that's just for to have a nice orderly fashioned system, and in here we see if Git is installed. It is git clone https. You make something similar. Yeah? You just copy paste. You are hereby granted access to copy paste anything that's based here on arcolinux-nemesis. Give it a different name, keep it a name, but start looking at the code. And if the code is too difficult, drop the code into an AI. Ask to explain every single line. Ask it to improve the code. It can do so many things. I'll do 0 current choices, and since I want to learn as well here and make the scripts better, I'll tell the system here that debug is false, which means it just runs and runs and runs, and you go eat, and that's that. Everything is fine afterwards. But if you say export debug equals true, it waits. So save. When I save this and I run the terminal here, the 0 current choices, it waits. And in this manner, I can take a look, what should I change when I am on Reborn OS, when I'm on NeverOS, right? It's just a click, and then the question pops up. Do you want to install ChatWM? You know my answer. I never stay in any desktop the guys provide. I'll always install ChatWM and I'll be there, right? I'll work on that particular desktop until, right, sometime maybe in the future it will fail me. 700, an intervention just for Archbang, I think, and also for Manjaro now. Interventions, so it's a logic, right? You just take a look at the content of this thing, do this, do that, do this. It goes from top to the bottom. And if you are on Manjaro, then you do that. If you are on Archbang, then you do this. So it's an here you see only for Archbang and Manjaro 700 intervention, which means we're here, but I believe I can remove a little bit of code there. Here is Manjaro, so no, I need to keep it. If we are on Manjaro, then you copy paste the pacman.conf nemesis to there, and then we have a backup. Well, no, yes, no. I want to keep the original one, so I don't want to change the pacman.conf from Manjaro. the lines before, I've changed it, and here I changed it back. So this is the original going back. But we keep then adding things. Nemesis repo, Celtic AOR is going to be added again to it. And for Archbang we do also something. So it's just some kind of logic that I built up over the years. And maybe it's not your logic, that's fine. We're different brains, right? But have a look at how it can be done and improve. Right? The student needs to be smarter than the teacher, always. That's the goal. So here now we are running 100, remove. So this is the one that's going on now. Making backups here, I see, and so on. You see, just enter, and then if everything is okay, then that's fine. So I'm removing some things. And these things are not specifically defined to Manjaro. They're defined to anything Arch. So if this one is present, I don't want it. So that's why it says target not found, because it's not there. They're not using that in Manjaro, but they might be using it in Reborn OS or something else, right? But I don't want it. I don't want the Wayland version. I want the Rofi gun. I'm never going to use Wayland. Don't want it. Choices. Here are some things we're going to remove. Manjaro Xfce settings. These are the Xfce settings. I want my own Xfce settings. We've been using Arconet all the time. I want my own Xfce settings. It will say arcolinux in a few minutes time, right? So removing all these things, and we'll reinstall Qt6 and Qt5, CT, and they will be reinstalled later on. So this is the removal bit. To basically, if you have an, you always compare this with Lego, right? Manjaro is a beautiful system, build up a castle, right? And I tear down pieces of the castle. The tower is gone, and I put my own tower in there. Basically, that's what we're doing, right? It's, again, choices. Nemesis software, number 110 goes on. Install Nemesis software. So basically, the packages that are from Arcolinux these days, well, they will not be maintained, updated, packaged. But I moved the code from Arcolinux to Edu. So my personal repo, so I can reuse the important bits that I like from the Arcolinux. Not everything, but the most important things I like. I do see we'll have a conflict later on with this one. So 110, or the other one needs to go. And what is the other one? Let's have a look. So what I did here in Sublime Text is, if we're on Manjaro, let's keep Pamic AOR. But I see there's another one in 110. Install Nemesis software. And we have here Pamic AOR as well. So this guy. So it's now double, I see. So this one can go. Like so. Save. And that's the fun. Making these scripts perfect. If Manjaro is not an etc OS release, then you install Pamic AOR. Because the guys have already a Pamic GTK3. Hence, I can't use it. Right? I can't. It will conflict if I want to install the other one. So voila, script improved. Nope, wrong thing here. This one, and then up it to the internet. So Manjaro Pamic AOR, right? That's basically the commit I changed, and you can follow all these things with git ahead, git find, etc. So here that one is gone, this is gone, has been added. Great. So during the video, and that's the fun, during the installations, during the testing, I can improve the scripts. That, for me personally, that's the fun, right? Making it always better and better every single installation. So install core software. I can stop everything now. Git pull, new code, right? Run it again. Yes, please. And it goes on, but this time with different code. Pamic AOR, reload, it's gonna be gone. Control find Pamic. It's not there in the 110 and not here in the 100. Remove. And you test it again. And let it run. Rip grab is certainly a great tool. So terminal RG rip grab, find me Pamic. Pamic manager, too much. Why? Because of all the Pop! OS, LMDE 6, FreeBSD, Peppermint, Nobara, they all can be changed. All this list can be changed with the scripts. So it's in the 110 install Nemesis software. 110 install Nemesis software. Yeah, sure. He doesn't get it, right? Right mouse click, open with Sublime Text. Control find Pamic. If you don't find Manjaro in etc OS release, then it's not Manjaro. Then you can install Pamic AOR. Otherwise, we keep the Manjaro, the version of Pamic that Manjaro is using. That's the line. Ask ChatGPT, and I think I will say that, Erik, you should actually do this, right? And then end it with that. And there will be probably improvements, right? So have a go at it. Ask, could you improve my code? Super interesting. Sometimes it's rubbish. Sometimes you say, yeah, I'd like it to keep everything as is for readability, or that you know what you've done, rather than making sometimes scripts so complex that you can't even read it again. They say, did I write it? Right? It is sometimes leveling up, right? Say the scripts become so complex that I said, wow, I did not write that, right? But it works. So have a go at it, use it, it's there. It may be heating up the world, but you learn from it anyway. Voila. So let's see. All of these guys, and it's about choices. So if you change the 0 current choices, if you say I don't want it to install Samba, for example, right? Control F, Samba is not there. Look at the names. Cups. Did I? No, Samba is something separate. Cups. Put a hashtag. Voila. No printing installed, no Bluetooth installed, and so on. So just hashtag that out and keep the code. One day maybe you need it, you run it. Same goes for software that I decide to install. If you say lollipop, why is he even using that, right? Rubbish. Okay, fine. Just put a hashtag there. Lollipop is no longer installed. It's that simple. And then you can compare your choices, your Lego blocks, with my Lego blocks. And it's simple in Melt. You can compare two folders with each other, and you see immediately, oh, he added an application, or he removed an application, or this is no longer there, etc., etc. You can compare quickly in 6 months time. What did I install? What did I change? And carry on, right? Don't have to do that on a daily basis, but maybe a few times a year. We're probably busy with this one still. It's a long list. Many of these things are actually coming from Arch, but you know, we're on Manjaro. But they have lolcat, and they have this, and they have that. Control T. Yeah, sudo, no, nano, etc background.com. Let's have a look. So we have here core, extra, multilib. But the question is, where is it going to? Now is Nemesis repo there too, and chaotic as well. Where is it going to, right? Nano, etc background.d, mirror list. It's not on Arch. Manjaro, Manjaro, Manjaro. So it's not really Arch. Manjaro? Well, it's all debatable, and we're not gonna go in a debate, but have a look, right? Decide yourself, but the point is there are different servers. That's something we can agree on. It's not an arcolinux server, it's a Manjaro server where the packages come from. But as you see, a lot of things that we can install on Arch just are coming in. Is it the same version? I don't know. I'm a user, right? I'm just a user. I have no affiliation with Manjaro, and I'm not going to compare every single package that Arch provides and Manjaro provides. But does it do its job? Sure. So there's that. We still have the AOR, so build your own packages if it's not okay. But in the end, it's decide if this feels okay with you, right? If this distro is your thing, if you can like it. We have to wait anyhow. Gonna have a look at the appearance and have a little fun. There's Matcha C here, Matcha Light C, Pural, Azul. Light version, you know I like the dark version, so is there Azul dark? This is quite dark. And Alice, okay, let's keep Alice. And then we have already the Neo Candy icons, that's available, that's for later for ChatWM, but also Sardi Arc, Sardi Flat Arc, Colora, all the guys are here. Sardi Ghost Flexible, nice white, but also Surfing somewhere, Breezent Arc, let's go red. Press enter, right? Otherwise it won't do anything. Bluetooth is going to be installed. Is it interesting on a virtual machine? No, but it's not written for a virtual machine. It's written for the real metal thing. All right, off it goes. So it knows it's on a virtual machine, so I'm not going to install VirtualBox on a VirtualBox, right? So little things like that make it fun. Opera was not available on Chaotic AOR, so we're actually building it. That takes its time, but if you rerun the script, it will say it's already built. I'm not going to build it again, right? So it's super interesting to make scripts like that. Then you say, okay, let's have a look and let's try to make it rerunnable, if that's even a word. And here's ChatWM. You see, at this point in time, the ChatWM from arcolinux and my personal one, Edu, is different already, right? I've made my own decisions. I am on an Azerty system, so ChatWM will work by default, booting up Azerty. You need to change it to QWERTY if you need it. Now I'm making decisions for me, not for a group of users. So lots of decisions here. Not all sounds regular, too small for me. 12, let's see. Voila, that's better. Same here maybe. Make your decisions, your settings, your icons. And here we go to the personal folder. From this moment on, you can stop, right? These are personal things. But why are they interesting? Because they change files that matter. Know the files that matter on your operating system. Why am I changing these particular files, right? And these are all the things where we could be on. That was Manjaro. And we're on Manjaro, nothing to do in Manjaro later on. And we're almost there. The video is 20 minutes. Voila, we're done. We have Manjaro, yes, but it's no longer Manjaro. Well, yes, but no, right? It's like an orange, and you peel off the skin and you put on another skin, right? But the center, the bulk of the fruit is still the same. It's still Manjaro, but Xfce has been changed and we want another desktop. and then some settings, some applications, and that's it. So it will say, that's the fun, right? It will say arcolinux. Right? It's just a word. It's just a word. Properties. Appearance. Go away. They're all booting up. Arcolinux. It's a word. It's also just an icon. But I keep it, right? Change it. It's the whisker menu. Our whisker menu. Launch at start. Okay, fine. Thank you very much, but no thanks. And basically this is your Manjaro. And this morning somebody asked on the YouTube, how do you get this thing to work? Right mouse click, open folder as root, compare, open terminal here, open Github. We have a lot of things that I want to keep, right? So it all moved to the edu packages. This particular thing I answered is in config, thunar, UCA XML, or look for configure custom actions. They're all here and the file is there. All right, all these videos have been created, so you have a look and see. Now this is fine. I mean, that's my backup. I have a desktop. If I start messing with the code of ChatWM, which is sometimes not that easy, right? And I break it, I can go back to Xfce, but now, voila, this is gonna be my system. And immediately the wallpapers are all there. This is a nice one. Nope, not that one. Alt trash, Alt T, the key bindings all work. Alt P, previous. I want the cat back, right? And the fun stuff is FF. We're on Manjaro. And Pamac is there, but it's their Pamac, right? Add and remove software. Let's see how it looks. This is their Pamac. Don't really care for all the extras, but I decided to keep them. First time around, I decided to remove them. But this time around, I say, let's keep the Flatpak and let's keep the snap in, just as Manjaro intended. Otherwise, I would install Pamac AOR. I just need AOR, not Flatpak or snap. That's my choice. But this is just a test. I will not use Manjaro as the default. I will always go to or Arconet or arcolinux, right? Back to the source. There is also an application that I did not know. There is something about installation. I think we better go back to or Alt F2 as Control S, Alt F3, better. Alt F3 is also a menu. There is an application that I have learned during installation that is new for me anyway, because I'm not on Manjaro. Something about software. Let's see what we get. Nope. So this is Pamac, but they've made something new. Application Finder, no. Nope. Well, anyway, right, there is an application. I can do it like this, sudo pacman -remove. I found it out because I wanted to remove Pamac. And then we get the dependencies. Manjaro application utility. Okay. Manjaro application utility. So I kept it in. Maybe what you see you like, right? So browsers, Vivaldi, I've installed them. Email, Evolution is not installed. I suppose I need to update system. Yep. This is just Pychem that's going berserk. Control Alt O. Pychem is killed. Voila. And then you install it. You know how to install stuff. A click and a click. Office suites are here. Language support. Ebook maybe. Maybe it's the first time on Linux. It's always interesting to look at applications that you've never heard of. And certainly Plasma is, in my case, well known to have a list of applications that I've never used before. But sometimes our needs is so specific, but often there is just a free package out there. Just need to know. You just need to know. So these things, or the PAMAC itself, right? PAMAC manager itself can provide you with categories, photo, video, music, audio. Have a look what's available for free on the internet. Education, maybe that's your thing, right? Lots of games as well. So there you go. But this can be installed anywhere, right? It's just an application that's available on Linux. And these are coming from Xfce. Xfce means, well, Arch, but not really Arch, right? You know, the Manjaro servers. All right. Having fun with Manjaro. Anything is possible if you learn how to script. Cheers.